Right, I think I'm nearly finished setting up. That was a lot quicker. So, did I stream yesterday? No, I did not. I did mean to, but I didn't get a chance. So on Wednesday I managed to finally get through the second floor of the Labyrinth Proper, and I managed to reach the third floor, which means on my return to the castle got me the medallion, which is a helpful way of continuing through the dungeon, but there is a bit of risk to it because you have to plonk it in one of the gold fountains, and the only way of putting the other half in another fountain is to pick it up again, so you have to take a risk if you're going to do if you're going to be switching fountains on a regular basis. So last time I think my controller port's going off again, so I do use an actual joypad. This is one of the 6-button ones. Unfortunately the port isn't very good, so I'm just trying to like wiggle this in and out of the controller port on the console, and then eventually all the buttons will work. Right. I think it's up now. It's not working. Nope, up is working. Right, okay, I think I've got all the buttons I need now. So I think last time I did my buying just before I finished, so the last purchases I think was the magic shield for Milo, because he really needed some defense. He's still got a bit of a rubbish armor on, but I can't do a lot about that. Pyra's weapon is starting to show its kind of rubbishness as well, so I really need to get another weapon for her at some point. Picked up a magic hood which Milo had instead of his I think he had like a fur hat, which was pretty low in defense, so he should be a lot better off for it now. And my main character now has the sun armor, so he is better off too. And there in the corner is the medallion. So that's what I have for now. Let's just have a look at item space. Okay, got two. I've got 2 mithril ore, but I have no money at the moment to actually buy any equipment with it, so it is pretty useless at the moment. It's just taking up space. But yeah, I think that's pretty much all the major items I got in the last segment, so I will have to go through this section again, and then I'll have to make a choice as to whether I use the medallion and how long I keep that medallion in that place before I move it to another area. So I probably will just end up using it in the first fountain I find, if I'm honest, just for the time being, because even on the second floor those enemies are quite tough, so it wouldn't hurt to keep going into the second floor for a little bit anyway. Right, I need to use items, not spells. Orb of Truth. And hopefully this will be the last one I need to use on this one. So go through the Grim Wall. Turning around here gets to the end of the original quest. Which will mean I will be very close to the beginning of the second floor. And hopefully this will be the last time I'm having to trek through this section of the dungeon. Now I just got to remember which way I was going this way. Maybe a bit of a waste to use magic right now, but I'm just trying to get to a fountain so I can drop off the medallion, then I can go back and heal. So I'm going to use this run probably just to level up, get some more money, and plonk my medallion into the nearest gold fountain. Sod hell. Just typical of the game, just give you the same monsters over and over again. Pretty typical. Right, postman. Wasn't even my post, it was for next door. Terrible, eh? Right, so I think I was going around this corner, wasn't I? Yep. This one always catches me because you got to go backwards to go forwards, in a sense. Round the wrong corner. Not sure if Blast is going to do a lot in this case, but let's find out. Enough to kill them. Quite a lot in that group as well. 7. Quite a bit of experience, if not anything else. Ah yes, there's a chest behind a door there. So these guys aren't too bad. Thank you very much, Alien Troll. Appreciate the follow. Just getting some Shining in the Darkness in. A little bit later in the game, at least. I actually changed my notification text recently, so I was thinking, what on earth is that? What is that notification? I think it's a follow. Yes, it is a follow. Thank you very much. Just had to double check then. These little yellow blocks, they always come in sets of 3. But they got good gold and experience. I'm gonna have to check my map now. Right, so there's something here, but what is it? Probably just a blank space. Yes, it is. Yeah, this is proper classic. So this is like 1991, I think. Obviously turns into the Shining series. So we had Shining Force 1 and 2. But there is Shining the Holy Ark on the Sega Saturn, which produced by the same people and is a closer kind of representation of this than the other Shining games. This is very nostalgic for me. Like I was talking to someone yesterday, or Tuesday it was, about the gameplay of this game. It is nostalgic, but if you're watching someone else play, you don't really have the feel of wanting to play it yourself. Because it is very much tap the button, save your MP, use attack when you can, heal. I know a lot of people who draw out maps for this game, which I never really understood given that you get a map spell. It's only 1 MP, it's not like it's a terrible amount. Okay, so that's just a normal fountain. I still haven't played it, to be honest. It's coming out on PC though, so I will buy it eventually. Okay, nothing happens with these ones, so it has to be a gold one. In regards to Final Fantasy, of course, though, like, the first one that came out here was Final Fantasy VII, so although I do have all the anthologies on PlayStation 1, it didn't come out until after Final Fantasy VII over here. Trying to think what to do. I think hitting these two in a group would be better. And hope that they don't do Desol. Okay, that was okay. It's when Milo gets desold, which is the terrible thing, because he's the one with revive. Final Fantasy's been on a downward spiral for a while though, I think. I just recently replayed Final Fantasy 12 on PS2 though, before the HD version came out. And that was to me the last proper Final Fantasy game. 13, I really hated 13, although 13.2 was a slight improvement. And obviously Lightning Returns is not sort of traditional Final Fantasy in the slightest. So yeah, I think they've lost their original kind of feel. It did have awesome music though, yeah. I remember playing through 13, the original 13, and thinking, well, where's the towns going to be? Where's all the NPCs? Like, surely after this scene, after they escape here, surely they'll be speaking to somebody. It really frustrated me playing the whole game without any NPCs. It really did. I'm starting to lose track of where I am now. I'm sort of looking to see whether there's any like gold fountains around here or whether I can go further afield. No. I think I just went around that corner as well. It did have good music. And I did actually quite like Final Fantasy 13 too. Especially the ending. The ending amused me. I didn't get the DLC on console, but I have got it on PC now. So I'd like to play for the DLC of 13 too, but I haven't got around to it yet. Because I know that adds quite a bit to the ending of the story. Doing quite well for the lack of encounters on this run. The other day I had like an encounter every 2 or 3 steps. It was quite horrendous. Just constant battles trying to get through this floor to get to the 3rd floor. Alright, there's the first half of floor 2. Random little scene that was, but nice. Not too bad, showing off power of the Mega Drive, I guess. It's only an animation, but graphics are nice at least. Now because there's only 2 of them, I'll probably just try and risk attacking. If there was 4, I'd go for a freeze spell. And I'll probably heal after this battle as well. There we go, there's 1. Second one should be taken out. There we go. Now because Milo's MP is always so bad, what I tend to do is I tend to heal originally with Pyra for level 2 spells, and then if I need a level 3 spell to get say like 150 health up very quickly, then I'll use his spell. But there isn't really any point wasting Milo's MP on early healing. Unless you really need it in a pinch. No, I do not pick up all the ladies with my RPG knowledge. It's hard enough trying to find anyone who plays RPGs anymore. I think it's gone out of fashion. Definitely not out of definitely not fashion anymore. It's definitely not hit. There is not very many people who play this game. Can you imagine just trying to like say to somebody, "Oh yeah, just come and join me in a dark dungeon. It'll be fun." There's only 1 or 2 types of women that would actually say yes to that. So with this monster, because he's a bit tough, I tend to boost the main character up. And as long as I don't miss, I can usually get him in 2 turns. I think it's hard to find traditional role-playing games once you get to sort of the 32-bit plus. There's a few series. There's Vandal Hearts on PS1, Suikoden. I know the Americans and the Japanese had a few more series like Arc the Lad. Oh, we exploded, you're kidding, right? I'm guessing I'm not going to get any experience for this one. That's a bit of a shame. No, I still got experience. I'm a bit surprised by that. So this will be where I use my level 3 spells. And I'll probably get Pyra to heal herself. I have been gradually streaming the RPGs I do have. So on the 8-bit there isn't a lot to go with. There's Fancy Star 1. There's Miracle Warriors also on the Master System. I did do, I can't pronounce it very well, Faxanadu on the NES and Zelda, although they wouldn't sort of come under traditional Japanese role-playing games. Zelda 2 is a bit of a strange one, really. I mean, I did have like a proper box copy at one point. We're going back a few years now, because I sold it for £1. I sold it for £1 so I could buy Super Metroid, which sounds really stupid, because it's worth so much now. But at a time, a NES game, so what if it was Zelda? Yeah, everyone played Zelda. You know, everyone wanted to buy like the SNES one. So yeah, I traded in Zelda 2 box with instructions for £1, just so I could buy Super Metroid, because I didn't have enough money. And my parents wouldn't give me enough money to buy it, so it's like, oh well, Zelda 2 is a bit of a rubbish game. So I sold it for £1. And then when I rebought it, unboxed, it cost me 15. I learned my mistake. Don't sell video games. It's not worth it. You're only gonna pay more. Couldn't believe that, 15 quid, and I didn't even get a box of it. Sorry for the occasional coughing. I do actually have a cold. But it's not presented too much in the last few days, so I've risked streaming with it. Don't really want to waste any MP on these guys. I mean, obviously a good blaze spell would probably do alright, but I'm trying to avoid it. Keep me MP. You never know when you need your MP. Although that is frustrating when they sap the MP out. So when I'm streaming role-playing games, I'm trying my best to keep to a rough release date in Europe. So after this game, I think the next one is actually Shining Force, which will be good to do. And then I'm debating whether to do Shining Force CD before doing number 2, because it'd fit in like chronologically. What I tend to do actually is I tend to put a bit of cumin and a bit of turmeric into hot honey like a water and honey, and then some spice, and then that works quite well as well. So by release date, I mean like in Europe, obviously release dates are slightly different. So this came out in '91. I think Shining Force came out in Europe in '92. So if you like scroll down there and you see my list of RPGs I've played, I've avoided Phantasy Star on the list because I kind of played them just before I started doing it. So I started with Miracle Warriors. I played the PC version of Wise 1 because I haven't got it on Master System. And then you can see like where I'm playing it. So I might play chronological order for Shining Force simply because the storyline of Shining Force CD is in between. Unfortunately, my son's just woken up, so I'm gonna have to take the camera off, and I'll be right back. So give me 2 minutes, and I'll be back. Right, so what I'll risk doing and see if it works is, because he hasn't slept very long, have you, mate? I'll try and keep microphone on. Oh, this may not work. But I won't be able to have camera on because my son is very young and I don't know if I have consent from him. So I'll keep the camera off for now. And if I get really lucky, he might get back to sleep, but I don't think it's going to happen. But I've only just started streaming, so I don't really want to turn it off just yet. I still need to find where I'm going, whether I'm going forward. And whether the stairs are here. I don't think they are. I don't think they are, so I'm going to have to turn back in a second. Oh, Wingblade. I don't think I've faced these guys yet. I'm going to waste a spell on them because I'm not 100% sure how much health they have. And that didn't seem to do very much damage. Pyra's Thorn Whip. I mean, ideally should do about 20 damage, but it didn't even make that much. So Blast level 3, or is it Burst? I can't remember. Blast. Blast level 3 seems to do the same amount of damage it normally does. Hoping another attack from Pyra would be enough before they get another set of moves in. There we go. Okay, I remember these guys. So most of these are defending chests, but I think this one is actually blocking the way to the next floor. So I'm going to go against this guy. Increase my attack and defense. Because he can do 2 hits sometimes, this guy. Like that. That was a nice quick battle. Oh, it's a chest. Typical. Let's have a look at the map. Okay, so I do have to keep going. For some reason I thought that there was a... Well, it was a longer passage, but for some reason I thought it was actually the way to go. But oh well. So these berserker guys could be quite tough. They won't be killed this turn. That hasn't done a lot of damage. The level 2 spell doesn't seem to do very much at all. Ah, doing their awful, annoying healing. It's not what I want. Ah, burst level 3. The problem is, how much MP is it going to take? So at a battle like this, it would be quite useful. I'm tempted just to try it. 12. So it's 8 from 8 to 12. It's not a great big difference. But it depends on how much damage it's going to do. Okay, it's a bit more significant. It's doing about twice as much damage. It's on Mega Drive, and I am not playing it on emulator. I am actually playing it on console. Sorry, because I've had to go on off of camera, I can't show the controller. I am actually using a 6-button Mega Drive controller. So Mega Drive in Japan and Europe, obviously known as the Genesis in the United States. I am playing on a console. My console is stacked as well with a Mega CD installed, so where available there is Mega CD games as well, or Sega CD in the United States. Right, I'm trying to work out if there's somewhere else I haven't been here yet. No. Okay. So it's just a very similar setup to the beginning of the floor, where there's like a random room with pillars inside. So if I just go through there again. In fact, I might just go through the other way just to, when I get the map up next time, just so I'm aware that it just goes to the same place. This game did re-release on quite a lot of consoles though, so although it's originally on Mega Drive, it is on most of the Mega Drive Genesis collections you find on different consoles. I don't think it's on the original PS2 version, but on the PS3 and 360 version you can get it as well, and it is on PC now. Okay, my controller's decided that the D pad isn't going to go down, so it looks like I'm going to have to sort of rearrange my controller in the port. So hardware issues, I can't... Oh, that's going up. It's down. Yeah, it's down, it's not working. Okay, right, I just have to re-plug in my controller. So yeah, if I was emulating I wouldn't have this problem. I'm still not sure whether it's just my controller. I think it's just my controller. It's just probably do with just opening up the end of the controller port. There we go. Oh, so I've got down working, but not left and up. Okay. No. Right. Okay, this is going to be a bit of a problem. Right, it's going to set these to attack and then I'll see if I can get my controller working again. Should really just try one of my 3-button controllers because they probably work a bit better. But just out of habit, really, I like using my 6-button controller just for if I'm playing anything like Street Fighter, anything like that. Right, it's just left not working now. Is a game at least that you can just like cycle through most things with left and right. But it's not very fun to play the game without a key. Right, I did want to do a spell, but it's not going to let me. I can't believe this, but I'm actually doing a blow trick on a controller. Hopefully that changes enough. Hooray! We've got all the controllers working again. Right, we'll go for a blast. And then I'll see if I can heal with Pyred in a minute. I need to find this gold fountain, really. I must be getting close to it. Right, let's see if I can get you back to sleep. Hey? I'm hoping if I just rock my son, you might just go back to sleep. Am I just hoping too much now, am I? He's staring at me thinking there's no chance, mate, there's no chance. You've only had like half an hour though, come on. Sleepy time. Just streaming, just trying to get my son to sleep, it's terrible. Ah, here we go. So with this gold fountain, what I can do now is one half of the medallion glintering in the fountain. So now, if you use the other half, you then warp to there. And then if you want to use it on another fountain, what you have to do is you have to search and retrieve the other half. It's a shame they didn't like make a different graphic for the other half, because it just looks like the same thing. So what I can do now is use aggress, go back to town, and then next time I go to the dungeon I can use it to get to where I just was. Ooh, what's going on here? What happened? The tavern just like got blown up when he went through the roof. Okay, so your memory's like gone foggy. Wonder if that's just old age. I wonder if the people come back now. I got some of them. I love how he goes to ask me any questions, but he can't actually ask any questions. Right, 12,000. Unfortunately, I don't think 12,000 gold is actually useful for anything for the time being. I don't think there's any armor I can buy. So I think I'm just going to be heading back to the dungeon. What I'll do first is I'll just save. And this will tell me how much roughly experience I got to the next level. I say roughly the exact amount, 9,705. And Pyro will be going up next, 4,900. Looks like we got a young player here. Just grab the controller. Go on then, are you gonna finish the game for me, mate? Please tell me you saved it right. And not quit. Right, I don't think he actually saved it because he didn't ask whether to quit the game, so... I think he pressed the B button. Just go through this again just so I can save it. There we go. Yes, I think I'll continue just for a little bit longer. If you'll let me. Don't think they say anything different. Because these guys already knew. Yeah, so it's the same stuff. No new scenes in this at the moment because I've already got the medallion, which I can now use to get back to where I was just a moment ago. So if I use the medallion now, haha, that is very useful. So now we're on to the 3rd floor, which I did start exploring. But I didn't get very far. I thought I got further than that, but apparently not. So I think there was a dead end. Be interesting to know where those holes go to, because they might actually go somewhere interesting. I've got magic to waste for the moment, so I'm gonna just see how much magic it takes to beat these guys. Hole's a rock. Okay. Yeah. Is that all your sleep done then? So just a regular fountain there. Ooh, Grim Spectre. They missed a trick there. Why didn't they just use Grim Reaper? Right, I'm debating whether to use the spell. I've got Bolt level 2. Let's see what Bolt level 2 does against these guys. Not a terrible amount. I'm assuming that because these are kind of like magic creatures, that they might have quite a bit of magic resistance. Interestingly, Blast doesn't seem to have very much magic resistance in regards to enemies. They seem to do like the same amount of damage to most of them. Almost like a non-elemental attack. Interesting amount of damage there. I was kind of hoping they were going to beat him, to be honest. Interesting.
Right, so because Milo has died, which is really inconvenient because he could have revived anyone else who died, I think that's going to be the end of the stream for me today. Like I said earlier, I think I will try and stream again later tonight because I would like to get onto floor 4 of the Labyrinth properly. And I will definitely try and play it tomorrow as well to try and speed up the end of this game because I really would like to move on and start Shining Force 1 as well. So just want to thank everyone for watching the stream. Thank you as well to Alien Troll for following. If you do want to have live updates, make sure you follow and tick the box for being notified when I go live. And hopefully I will stream later tonight. Thank you again, everyone.